5 years after the quantum fall, Earth was transformed. Cities rose from ruins, incorporating salvaged Karu technology. The atmosphere had been partially restored through advanced filtration systems. Massive oceanic regeneration projects had begun to replenish the waters. Jia, now director of the Global Defense Initiative, stood on the observation deck of Orbital Station Han, a research facility constructed in low Earth orbit using repurposed parts from Karu vessels. Below her, the planet showed signs of recovery. The angry red scars of extraction slowly healing, replaced by green as nature reclaimed devastated areas. Director Jia, her assistant Mun, called. "The Council is ready for your report." The Council chamber contained representatives from every nation, gathered to hear the latest findings on the Karu threat. Jia took her place at the podium, activating the holographic display. "As you know, we've been monitoring quantum fluctuations across our solar system since the invasion," she began. 3 days ago, our deep space arrays detected abnormal readings at the edge of the heliosphere. The display showed a visualization of the disturbance, a rippling pattern in the quantum field surrounding the solar system. "We believe this is a response to the cascade failure we initiated 5 years ago," Jia continued. "The Karu were part of a larger network that spanned multiple systems. That network is now probing our defenses." Murmurs spread through the chamber. Earth had enjoyed 5 years of peace, rebuilding from the devastation. The thought of another threat was troubling. "Are you suggesting another invasion?" asked the representative from the African Union. "Not imminently," Jia replied, "but we should prepare for the possibility." The quantum cascade that destroyed the Karu fleets sent ripples through their entire civilization. They now know we're not the insignificant species they thought we were. Dr. Sun, now elderly but still sharp, rose from her seat. "We've continued studying the Karu technology and the quantum principles behind it. We're not defenseless. In fact, we're better positioned than ever to protect ourselves." This was true. The desperate innovation of the resistance had blossomed into unprecedented technological advancement. Quantum computing, once theoretical, was now commonplace. Energy production had been revolutionized. Medicine had advanced decades in just 5 years. "There's something else," Jia added, "something we haven't shared publicly." She activated a secure channel on the holographic display. The image that appeared was startling. A recording from deep space probes showing the remains of a massive structure at the edge of the solar system. "This was hidden on the far side of Pluto," Jia explained. "A Karu quantum relay station, established centuries ago to monitor our system. It was damaged in the cascade, but we've managed to extract data from its memory core." The information revealed a disturbing truth. Earth wasn't randomly selected for resource extraction. The Karu had been observing humanity for centuries, waiting until they had advanced enough to create valuable intellectual resources, but not enough to pose a significant threat. "They were farming us," Dr. Sun said bluntly, "letting our civilization develop to a certain point before harvesting both our physical and intellectual resources, like growing a crop to maturity." The revelation was chilling, but it came with an opportunity. The relay station contained star maps and coordinates for other Karu operations throughout the galaxy. "We're no longer confined to our planet," Jia said. "Using adapted Karu technology, we've developed prototype ships capable of interstellar travel. We can take the fight to them if necessary." The proposal was controversial. Some argued that humanity should focus on rebuilding Earth. Others believed a proactive approach was needed, establishing human colonies on other worlds, and 2 weeks passed since Hana and Tai made their plan. The ghosts watched the Merrick scout ship land in the hills every 3 days, always in the same place. "Today we catch one," Ta told his small team of fighters. They carried nets, ropes, and special darts Hana had made. "Remember, we need it alive." They hid among the trees and rocks. The scout ship landed right on time. Its door opened with a hiss. 2 Merak stepped out. They were not what humans expected. Each stood almost 7 feet tall with 4 long arms. Their skin changed colors like a lizard or an octopus. They had no eyes, just small holes for breathing and a mouth full of strange teeth. Now, Ta whispered into his radio. The team attacked from all sides. One Merrick fell quickly under the nets and ropes. The other fought hard. It grabbed Jin and threw him 10 feet through the air. Hannah stepped out from her hiding place. She aimed her dart gun and fired. The dart hit the Merrick in the neck. The alien turned toward her, angry. Then it wobbled and fell down. Its skin changed from bright red to dull gray. It worked, Hannah said. My sleeping drug worked. They tied up the sleeping alien and put it in their truck. The other Merak was dead, killed in the fight. We have to move fast, Ta said. More will come looking for this ship soon. Back at their underground base, Hannah set up a special room to hold the Merak. Strong walls, thick glass, airlocks. The alien woke up angry, hitting the walls and making strange noises. Hannah spent days watching it. She took samples of its skin and blood when it slept. She studied these under her machines. Come look, she told Ty and the others one night. I found something important. On her screen was a picture of the alien cells and DNA. They're like us, she said. Their DNA is different, but works the same way as ours. Their cells are like ours too. So what? Asked one of the fighters. So they understand us, Hannah said. This wasn't just a mistake or confusion. When they attacked us, they knew we were thinking beings like them. They didn't care. The Merak died 5 days after its capture, but Hannah kept all her samples. She worked day and night on a new idea, something that might save humanity. 4 months had passed since the Merak first attacked Earth. Things looked bad for humans. The aliens had bases all over the world now. They dug up Earth's metals and killed any humans who got in their way. Hannah hardly ever left her lab. She studied the samples from the dead Merak day and night. One day, she called Ta and the other leaders to a meeting. I found something big, she said, her eyes bright with hope. Look at this. On her screen was a strange pattern of colors and lines. This is Merak DNA, she explained. But see these parts here. They're different. They're memory genes. Memory genes? Asked Sun, who used to be a doctor before the war. What does that mean? The Merak pass down memories to their children, Hannah said. Not just normal DNA like eye color or height. Actual memories from their parents and grandparents and ancestors from long ago. Ty crossed his arms. How does this help us fight them? Hannah smiled. Because I found very old memories in our Merak. Memories from hundreds of years ago. And these old Merak were different. They weren't killers. They were teachers and thinkers. So, asked one of the fighters. So, Hannah said, what if we could bring those old Merak back? What if we could clone them from these memory genes? The room went quiet. Everyone stared at Hannah. You want to make new Merak? Ty asked. Are you crazy? Not new ones, Hannah said. Old ones, their ancestors, the wise ones from their past. And then we show these ancestors what their children have become, how they kill us for no reason. Sun nodded slowly. Merak, that would be on our side. It might work, Hannah said. But I need special tools. The Merak have a science building north of here. It has the machines I need. Tay thought for a long moment. Then he stood up. We'll get you those machines, he said. Tell us what you need. The plan to attack the Merak science building was dangerous. 20 fighters went with Ta. Hannah stayed behind to get her lab ready. Be careful, she told her brother. I need those machines, but I need you alive more. Ta hugged her. We'll be back before sunrise. The attack started at midnight. The ghosts moved silently through the dark. The Merak building had tall walls and strange lights. 6 aliens guarded the front gate. Tay's team split into 3 groups. The first group made noise on the east side as a trick. When the guards ran to look, The second group cut the power. In the dark, the third group, led by Tai, went over the wall. Inside they found long halls with strange machines. Sun, who came with them, pointed to a room with glass walls. "That's it," he said. "Those are cloning pods." Fighting broke out when more Merek guards found them. Guns fired. People shouted. Sun got shot in the shoulder while protecting the machines. "Get these back to Hana," he told Ta. "I'll hold them off." Sun and 5 others stayed to fight while Ta and the rest took the machines. Many good people died that night, but the mission worked. When morning came, Hana had her cloning machines. For 2 weeks, Hana worked without stopping. She hardly ate or slept. The first try failed. The second try made a sick Merek that died quickly. The third try looked better, but it also died. "It's not working," Hana said, her face tired and sad. "Something is wrong with the memory genes." "Keep trying," Ta said. "We have no other hope." On the 4th try, Hana made one small change. She mixed in some human DNA to make the clone stronger. This time, when the pod opened, a healthy Merek sat up and looked around. It was different from the ones they fought. Its skin stayed light blue, calm, and peaceful. It didn't try to attack. Instead, it spoke. "Where am I?" It asked in a soft voice. The words were in English, but with a strange sound, like water flowing. Hana stepped forward, nervous but brave. "You are on Earth," she said. "My name is Hana. I brought you back." The Merek looked at her with holes where eyes should be. Its skin changed to a gentle green color. "Brought me back? I do not understand. I am Kai. I was teaching my students about the stars. Then I was here." Tai stood near the door, his gun ready. "Can it be trusted?" he asked Hana. The Merek named Kai turned toward Ta's voice. "Trust is earned through actions, not given freely," it said. "This is what I taught my students. Why am I here, among beings I do not know?" Hana took a deep breath. "Because your children have forgotten your teachings," she said. "And they are killing us all." Kai sat in a small room, watching videos of the Merek attack on Earth. His blue skin turned darker as he saw his people killing humans. "This cannot be," he said. "The Merek follow the path of knowledge. We seek to learn, not destroy." Hana sat across from him. "These Merek don't follow your path anymore. They came here to take our planet and kill us all." Kai's skin rippled with dark blue waves, a sign of sadness. They had learned. "How long?" he asked. "How long since my time?" "Based on the memory genes, about 500 years, Hana said. Kai was quiet for a long time. Then he looked up. "I will help you," he said. "But I need to understand more. Show me everything." For days, Kai learned about Earth and humans. He learned about the war and what the Merek were doing. Each new fact seemed to hurt him deeply. The ghosts were careful around Kai at first. They didn't trust him. But slowly things changed. Kai was kind and wise. He asked good questions. He listened when people talked. Nin, a young boy who lost his parents in the first attack, was the first to make friends with Kai. He showed the alien his small collection of comic books that he had saved. "Your stories are full of heroes who fight for what is right," Kai said, looking at the colorful pages. "The Merek had stories like this too, once." "Why did they change?" Min asked. "Why do they want to kill us?" Kai's skin turned that sad blue again. "I do not know, young one, but I will find out." Hana worked on making more ancient Merek. Her second success was a female named Se, who had been a leader in Kai's time. "This is worse than our darkest times," Se said after learning about the war. "We fought wars too, but never like this. Never with such emptiness." Soon, 5 ancient Merek lived with the ghosts. Each one was shocked by what their people had become. "We must speak to them," Kai told Hana and Ta. "They must hear our voices." Ta shook his head. "They'll just kill you and us too." "You do not understand," Kai said. For Merak, the voice of ancestors is sacred. It lives in our memory genes. When we hear the voice of our ancestors, we must listen. It is part of who we are. Se nodded. He is right. Even if they want to ignore us, they cannot. It would be like your heart trying to ignore the need to beat. Hannah looked at Ta. Hope shined in her eyes for the first time in months. We need to get their attention, she said. All of them at once. A message, Kai agreed. To all Merak on Earth. But it must be in the right place, at the right time. Where? Asked Ta. Kai's skin turned a bright, clear green. The color of decision. Somewhere open. Somewhere that all can see what happens. Somewhere that will show if my children remember who they truly are. The plan was dangerous but simple. The ancient Merak would speak to their children. They would use the big stadium outside the city. Once, people played games there. Now, it would be the place where humanity made its last stand. We need to send our message on Merak channels, Hannah said. All their ships and bases need to hear it at once. Jin, who knew about radios, worked with Kai to build a special sender. It would use the Merak's own signals against them. Will they come when they hear you? Tai asked. They will come, said Se. They will be angry, but they will come. The 5 ancient Merak spent 3 days making their message. They spoke in their own language, full of clicks and deep sounds that humans could not make. What are you telling them? Min asked Kai as they tested the sender. We are reminding them of the path, Kai said. We are asking them what made them leave it. We are showing them what they have lost. On the day of the broadcast, everyone was ready. The ghosts moved to the stadium at night. They set up the sender on the highest point. Hannah, Tai, and 20 fighters stayed with the ancient Merak. The rest of the ghosts hid nearby, ready to help if things went wrong. This will work, Hannah told her brother. It has to. Tai checked his gun. I hope you're right. At dawn, they sent the message. On every Merak ship and base, screens lit up with the faces of their ancestors. The 5 ancient Merak, led by Kai, spoke the old words of the path of knowledge. The response was fast. Merak ships appeared in the sky above the stadium. Hundreds of them, big and small. They blocked out the rising sun. They're all coming, Ta said, watching through his binoculars. Every Merak on Earth is coming here. The first ships landed outside the stadium. Merak soldiers poured out, their skin bright red with anger. They surrounded the stadium, but they did not attack. Not yet. They are confused, Kai said. They hear our voices, and they must listen. But they do not want to hear what we say. A bigger ship landed. From it came a tall Merak with skin that shifted between red and black. Gold marks covered its arms, signs of power. The Supreme Commander, Se whispered. The highest leader. The commander entered the stadium with 20 guards. He walked to the center where Kai and the other ancient Merak waited. Hannah, Tai, and the fighters stayed back, hidden in the shadows. What trick is this? The commander asked in a hard, cold voice. These are not our ancestors. These are fakes made by the humans. Kai stepped forward. His skin glowed with a clear blue light. I am Kai Merak, teacher of the third age, he said. I taught the 5 truths before your grandfather's grandfather was born. And I find you wanting, child of my line. The commander's skin flickered. All Merak carried Kai's teachings in their memory genes. They could not deny his voice. You are not real, the commander said, but his voice was weaker now. We are as real as the memories you carry, said Se, joining Kai. And we have come to judge what you have become. The stadium was quiet. The Supreme Commander stood face to face with Kai and the other ancient Merak. Thousands of Merak soldiers watched from all sides. Above, their ships filled the sky. You speak with the voice of our past, the commander said. But you are tricks made by these humans. You cannot be real. We are real, Kai said. Look at my pattern. Kay's skin changed to show a complex design of lines and dots. All Merak knew this pattern. It was the mark of the Third Age teachers, passed down in memory genes for hundreds of years. The commander's skin flickered between red and purple. He was angry, but also confused. "Why do you defend these humans?" he asked. "They are nothing. They are weak. The strong must rule. That is our way now." "That was never our way," said Se. "We taught respect for all life. We taught that knowledge was the highest goal, not power." The commander laughed, a harsh sound. "Those teachings made us weak. We changed. We grew stronger." "You grew emptier," Kai said. "You forgot what made the Merak great. Not our strength, but our wisdom." As they talked, Hannah noticed something strange. Some of the Merak soldiers were changing. Their skin, usually red or black, was showing touches of blue and green. They were listening to the ancestors. They were remembering. The commander saw it too. He turned to his guards. "Kill these fakes," he ordered. "Kill them now." One guard stepped forward, raising his weapon. But then he stopped. His skin turned completely blue. "I will not," the guard said. "I hear the truth in their voices. My memory genes recognize them." "Traitor!" the commander screamed. He raised his own weapon and pointed it at Kai. Tai had been watching from the shadows. When he saw the commander aim at Kai, he ran forward without thinking. "No!" he shouted. The commander fired. A bright beam of energy shot from his weapon. Tai jumped in front of Kai just in time. The beam hit Tai in the chest, throwing him backward. Hannah screamed and ran to her brother. He lay on the ground, not moving. What happened next was so fast that later, no one could say exactly how it started. The blue-skinned guard fired at the commander. The commander fired back. Other Merak began fighting each other. The stadium erupted in chaos. Merak fought Merak. Some followed the commander. Others protected the ancestors. When it ended, the commander lay dead. The blue-skinned guard stood over him. All around the stadium, the fighting stopped. "Enough," said the guard. His voice carried through the air. "Enough death." He turned to Kai and bowed. "Teacher, we have lost our way. Some of us remember now. Some of us wish to find the path again." Hannah hardly heard any of this. She held Tai in her arms, tears falling on his face. "Please don't die," she whispered. "Please. I need you." The blue-skinned guard came to her side. He looked at Todd with those strange breathing holes that served as eyes. "We can help him," he said. "Our medicine is strong. If he still lives, we can save him." 1 year passed since the stadium battle. Earth was changing. In cities around the world, humans and Merak worked together to rebuild. Hannah stood on a hill overlooking Seoul. Much of the city was still in ruins, but new buildings were rising. Some were human-style, others Merak-style, and many were a mix of both. "It's beautiful," said Kai, who stood beside her. His blue skin glowed softly in the evening light. "It will be," Hannah agreed. "Someday." Not everything was peaceful. In some places, humans still fought against Merak, who refused to change. But these battles grew less common each month. More and more red skins turned blue as the memory genes awakened in them. Tai had recovered from his wounds. The Merak medicine left him with a scar across his chest, but he was strong again. He now led a team of human and Merak soldiers who protected the rebuilding efforts. "The world leaders are meeting today," Tai told Hannah when he joined her on the hill. "They're signing the Earth-Merak Peace Agreement." Del, now the official leader of the Merak on Earth, had worked hard for this agreement. It stated that Merak would help rebuild Earth and share their technology. In return, humans would share their art, music, and stories, things the Merak had lost long ago. Min, now 13 years old, had become a bridge between the species. He learned the Merak language faster than any other human. He taught them human games, and they taught him Merak science. "Will you go back to your home world someday?" Min asked Del, as they watched the sunset from the hill. "Earth is our home now," Dal said. "We cannot undo what we did, but we can help build something new here." The ancient Merak had become teachers to both humans and modern Merak. Kai led a school where children of both species learned together. Se advised the New World government, which included both humans and Merak. Hannah continued her work as a scientist, now with Merak partners. Together, they solved problems that neither could fix alone. They cured diseases, cleaned pollution, and developed new ways to grow food for both species. One evening, Hannah found Tai placing flowers at a small stone memorial. The names of all who died in the war were carved there, both human and Merak. "Do you ever regret it?" Tai asked. "Bringing back their ancestors. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if we had just kept fighting." "We would have lost," Hannah said simply. "They were too strong. We couldn't beat them with weapons. So instead, we beat them with their own past," Ta said with a small smile. "We reminded them who they were," Hannah corrected. "We helped them find their way back." As the sun set, the hill filled with people, humans and Merak together. They came every year on this day to remember the war and celebrate the peace. Min stood with Kai, watching the crowd. "My parents would be happy to see this," he said. "People living together instead of fighting." Kai's skin showed warm yellow light, the color of hope. "Out of great darkness, light can grow," he said. "This is the first truth that I taught long ago. Your people reminded my people of this. For that, we will always be grateful." Hannah looked out at the gathering. Two species from different worlds, once enemies, now building a shared future. "We cloned their dead to teach them regret," she thought. "But in the end, they taught us hope."